Have you noticed yourself moving a bit slower these days? Maybe mornings feel heavier, like your body's forgotten how easy it used to be to rise from bed. A short stroll around the block leaves you unusually winded. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know something important. You're not the only one, and you're not stuck this way. Let me tell you about Barbara. At 72, she began to feel her legs resisting her. She used to climb stairs without a second thought, but now she found herself gripping railings, pausing at the bottom step, unsure. It wasn't just her pace that changed, it was her confidence. And more than anything, she feared losing the independence she'd always held close. She assumed this was just what aging meant, surrendering to slowness. But deep down, she wondered, is this really it? Is this how it has to be? Let me be the one to tell you, no, it doesn't. It's never too late to rebuild strength, to feel lighter, steadier, and more in control of your body again. You don't need to settle for a life that feels smaller with each year. You still have power, and today I'll show you how to begin using it again. What I'm about to share with you isn't complicated or overwhelming. These are 5 simple practices, gentle enough to start right now, yet powerful enough to transform the way you move through life. In fact, the last 2 may surprise you. They've changed everything for people like Barbara. Because this isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. You deserve mornings that don't start with pain and days that don't end in fatigue. You deserve to feel proud of your steps again, no matter your age. So stay with me, and let's take that first step toward getting your strength and your spark back. 1. Understand what's really happening to your body. Let's get something clear. Growing older doesn't mean you're supposed to slow down. It simply means your body needs a different kind of care. The truth is, what most people call aging, that stiffness, weakness, and constant fatigue, often comes from being inactive, not from the number of candles on your birthday cake. Take Barbara, for example. She started avoiding movement because it felt harder. But that avoidance only made her weaker. The weaker she got, the more disconnected she felt from the body she used to trust. It became a quiet loop. Less movement led to more struggle. Less energy led to more hesitation. But something shifted when she made the decision to start moving again. Not everything, just something. Her body began to respond. Because our bodies are built to move. And just like a car that's been sitting in the garage too long, things start to break down when we stay still. The engine stalls, the battery fades, the wheels get stiff. But here's the thing. You're not broken. You're just idle. And that's good news, because your body listens. It responds to movement the way a plant responds to sunlight. It wakes up. The best way to begin? Start small. If a long walk feels like too much, take a few steps around the room. If mornings feel tight, try a gentle stretch before you even get out of bed. If stairs seem overwhelming, just practice stepping up and down on the first step. That's exactly what Barbara did. 5 minutes a day. And within weeks, her legs felt stronger. Her balance improved. And most importantly, she started to feel more like herself again. You are not too old to get stronger. You are not too far gone to feel good in your own skin. You don't need a strict routine or a gym membership. You just need to begin. Because at this stage of life, movement isn't a luxury. It's your lifeline to freedom. 2. Stop accepting fatigue as normal. One of the most common struggles that comes with age is feeling tired all the time. It can sneak up on you. You might wake up in the morning already drained. By afternoon, all you want to do is sit down and rest. And by evening, even though you haven't done much, your body feels completely worn out. Barbara went through this too. She assumed it was just part of aging, something she had to live with. But here's what she didn't realize. Fatigue isn't always caused by age. More often, it's the result of poor daily habits. Things like irregular sleep, not moving enough, or simply not drinking enough water. They all chip away at your energy. If you're constantly tired, it's worth taking a closer look at what's really going on. Are you drinking enough water? Even mild dehydration can leave you feeling sluggish without you even knowing it. Are you getting quality sleep? Restless nights lead to brain fog, low motivation, and more stress on your body. And here's the surprising part. Are you moving enough? It might sound backwards, but the less you move, the more exhausted you'll feel. So what can you do? First, drink more water throughout the day. Many people confuse thirst with fatigue. Stay hydrated, and you'll notice the difference. Second, look at your sleep routine. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. And turn off screens before bed. That blue light can throw off your sleep patterns. Third, move your body, even just a little. Take a walk, stretch, or stand up more often. Gentle movement doesn't drain your energy. It actually helps build it. Barbara made these small changes, and within days, she noticed a shift. She wasn't dragging herself through the day anymore. She was waking up with more clarity, more motivation. And she finally understood. It wasn't age that was slowing her down. It was her habits, and that means you can change it too. Fatigue doesn't have to be your normal. A few simple changes, done daily, can give you back the energy you thought was gone. 3, your mindset matters more than you think. If there's one thing that separates people who grow older with strength and energy from those who struggle, it's mindset. The way you think about aging directly shapes how you experience it. Barbara used to believe she was too old to exercise, too old to learn something new, too old to change anything that mattered. But something shifted when she stopped accepting those thoughts as truth. She began to see age differently, not as a limitation, but as a reason to take better care of herself. And once her mindset changed, her body followed. Because here's the simple truth. If you believe you're too old to improve, you will prove yourself right. But if you believe you can change, you'll prove that right too. The choice is yours. You are not too old to move again. You're not too old to get strong again. You are definitely not too old to feel good in your own body or to live life on your own terms. So here's my gentle challenge for you. Start today. Make one small change. Drink more water. Stretch in the morning. Stand up a little more often. Every small step you take today is a gift to your future self. And believe me, your future self will thank you for it. And this is just the beginning. In the next section, I'll show you one of the most overlooked yet powerful ways to stay strong, mobile, and independent as you age. It's something simple, but most people never think of it. So stay with me. You don't want to miss this. Now, double it. Most people don't realize just how much time they spend sitting. Whether it's during meals, watching TV, scrolling through a phone, or just relaxing, sitting has quietly become the default position for so much of our day. And Barbara was no exception. She thought she was staying active enough. She took short walks. She moved around the house. But when she started tracking how much time she actually spent sitting, the number shocked her. On an average day, Barbara sat for more than 8 hours. And here's the scary part. The longer you sit, the harder it becomes to get back up. Think about it. When you sit for long periods, your blood flow slows down. Your muscles get weaker. Your joints and flexibility begin to stiffen. And over time, those effects build up, slowly but surely. That's why simple things like getting out of a chair or climbing stairs start to feel harder than they used to. Barbara didn't want that to happen to her. And I know, deep down, you don't want that to happen to you either. So here's what she did. And it's what you can start doing today. First, stand up once every hour. Set a reminder if you need to. Even 1 minute of standing and stretching makes a difference. Second, walk while doing everyday tasks. Barbara started marching in place while brushing her teeth. She paced around the house while talking on the phone. She even stretched during commercial breaks. And third, make movement a habit, not a chore. She didn't sign up for intense workouts. Instead, she found simple ways to stay active throughout the day. She parked farther from the store, took the stairs instead of the elevator, and sometimes she just danced in the kitchen to her favorite old song. And the results? Within weeks, her body felt lighter. Her legs moved more freely. And best of all, she no longer felt trapped by her own stiffness. Let me be clear. Movement is the key to keeping your independence. The longer you sit still, the harder it becomes to move. And one day, you might find yourself struggling to do the basics, like getting out of a chair or walking across the room. But here's the good news. You have the power to change that. Start now. Move a little more today than you did yesterday, and your future self will thank you. Barbara was feeling better than ever. She was sleeping well, moving more, and finally taking back control of her energy. But there was still one thing missing, something she hadn't realized was affecting everything from her bones to her mood. And in the next section, I'm going to show you one free and effortless habit that can transform your health almost instantly. You won't want to miss it. 6. The one thing you're probably missing. Barbara was on a roll. She was moving more, sitting less, and sleeping better than she had in years. Her energy was coming back. Her body felt stronger. And for the first time in a long time, she felt like she was in control of her aging process. But then, something unexpected happened. One afternoon while sitting on her porch, she realized that despite all the progress, something still felt off. Her joints were stiff some days. Her mood would dip without warning. And she couldn't quite explain why. That's when her doctor asked her one simple question, and it changed everything. How often do you go outside? Barbara paused. Sure, she took short walks, but most of her day was spent indoors, reading, watching TV, doing chores. She had never considered that being inside too much might actually be making her feel worse. And what she learned next completely surprised her. Most people know that sunlight helps your body produce vitamin D. But what many don't realize, especially as we age, is just how essential that vitamin truly is. Vitamin D helps keep your bones strong, your muscles flexible, and your joints pain-free. Without enough of it, your bones weaken, your risk of falling increases, and even simple movements begin to feel stiff and difficult. And here's the catch. As we get older, our ability to naturally produce vitamin D goes down, which means if you're not getting enough sunlight, your body is missing out on one of the most powerful and completely free health boosters there is. Barbara had never looked at it that way. She had spent years thinking that her joint pain or low energy was just part of getting older. But what if it wasn't? She decided to test it. Every morning, she stepped outside for just 10 minutes. No special routine, no big effort. She simply sat on her porch, letting the morning sun touch her skin. And within weeks, she noticed the change. Her mood lifted. Her joints felt looser. She even started sleeping better. And here's what's even more incredible. Science supports it. Studies show that regular sunlight improves sleep, boosts mood, supports your immune system, and even benefits brain health. So let me ask you, how much time do you spend outdoors? If your answer is not much, it may be time to make a small but powerful shift. The best part? You don't need to do anything drastic. Here's how to start. First, aim for 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight each day. Morning sun is ideal. It helps regulate your sleep cycle, but any time is better than none. Second, make it part of your daily rhythm. Enjoy your coffee outside, take a short walk after lunch, or simply sit by a window where the light can reach you. And third, don't forget to protect your skin. If you'll be out longer, wear sunscreen. But don't fear the sun. Your body needs it. Barbara was amazed at how much better she felt just from this one simple habit. She felt like herself again, more energetic, more joyful, more alive. But even then, she knew there was still one more step. Because while sunlight helped her feel better, she wanted to make sure she stayed strong, steady, and independent for years to come. 7. The simple habit that keeps you on your feet. One morning, as Barbara bent down to tie her shoe, she felt it, a familiar ache in her knees. It wasn't sharp, just subtle. But she knew exactly what it meant. Her legs were getting weaker. Even with all the progress she had made, she realized something important. She hadn't done anything specific to strengthen her legs. And if she didn't start soon, she knew what was coming next. Difficulty standing up, unsteady balance, and an increased risk of falling. She had seen it happen to friends. One small fall, a fractured hip, and just like that, their whole world changed. Barbara wasn't going to let that happen to her, so she made a commitment to her legs. Because here's the truth. Your leg muscles are the foundation of your mobility. They're what keep you steady, stable, independent. And the moment they begin to weaken, everyday tasks like standing, walking, or climbing stairs start to feel harder. But here's the good news. It doesn't take much to build strength. Barbara didn't join a gym. She didn't spend hours working out. She simply started doing a few minutes of simple leg exercises each day. And within just a few weeks, she felt the difference. Getting out of a chair? Easier. Walking farther? No problem. Climbing stairs? She did it without hesitation. And if she could do it, so can you. Here are 3 simple leg exercises you can start right now. First, chair squats. Sit down in a chair, then stand up without using your hands. Repeat 5 to 10 times to wake up those leg muscles. Second, leg lifts. While sitting, extend one leg straight out. Hold it for a few seconds, then slowly lower it. Repeat on the other side. This strengthens your thighs and helps with balance. Third, heel raises. Hold on to a sturdy surface. Rise up onto your toes, then slowly lower back down. This works your calves, improves blood flow, and helps reduce swelling in your legs. Now here's the key. It's not about doing a lot. It's about doing something every single day. Barbara started with just a few minutes a day. Now she moves with confidence, knowing her legs can take her wherever she wants to go. And that's what I want for you. Because losing mobility isn't just about struggling to walk. It's about losing freedom. But you can prevent that. Barbara's journey wasn't built on big dramatic changes. It was built on small, consistent steps, day after day, that added up to a big transformation. And now, she had just one more step to take. A simple practice, one that not only kept her body strong, but gave her peace, clarity, and emotional balance. It was something she had never tried before. But once she did, she knew she'd found the final piece of the puzzle. And in the next section, I'll show you how this one practice can change everything. Your body, your mind, and your overall happiness. You won't want to miss it. 8. The practice that transforms your body and mind. Barbara had come so far. She was moving more, sitting less, sleeping better, getting daily sunlight, and building strength in her legs. She felt better than she had in years. But even with all that progress, something still felt off. There were mornings when she woke up with deep tension in her muscles, like her body just didn't want to move. Her joints felt stiff, her steps felt heavier, and more than anything, there were the worries. What if she had a bad fall? What if she lost her independence? What if all the progress she had worked so hard for started slipping away? Those quiet fears lingered in the background. And even though her body was stronger, she knew she needed something more. Something to help her feel grounded, not just physically, but mentally. That's when Barbara discovered something she'd never considered before: yoga and Tai Chi. At first, she was skeptical. She thought these practices were for young, flexible people, not someone in her 70s. But she gave it a try anyway, and within just 1 week, she noticed something incredible. This was the missing piece. Her body felt looser. Her balance improved. She moved with more ease and less stiffness. But that wasn't all. Her mind began to settle. She felt calmer, clearer, more focused. And the best part? She didn't need a gym or a class. She could do it right in her own living room. If you've ever felt tense, stiff, or unsteady on your feet, this practice is for you. Because the real gift of yoga and Tai Chi isn't just flexibility. It's confidence. It's clarity. It's the quiet peace that comes when your body and mind begin to work together again. 9. The secret to staying mobile for life. One of the biggest reasons people lose their independence as they get older is because they lose their balance. And it doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, almost without you noticing. You start feeling a little less steady. You begin avoiding certain movements because they feel uncertain. You hesitate before stepping off a curb, reaching for something on a high shelf, or walking across uneven ground. And then, one day, a fall happens. For many seniors, that fall changes everything. It can lead to hospital stays, long recovery periods, and in some cases, the loss of independence altogether. Barbara had seen it happen, to neighbors, to friends. She didn't want to become the next story. So when she found out that both yoga and Tai Chi were scientifically proven to improve balance and coordination, she knew it was time to try. She started small, just 5 minutes a day. She learned gentle movements that stretched her muscles and activated her core, slow, intentional steps that helped her feel grounded and steady. And within weeks, something amazing happened. Her fear of falling began to fade. She stopped hesitating at curbs. She felt stronger, more in control. But most importantly, she trusted her body again. And that trust, that's everything. If you want to stay steady, strong, and independent for as long as possible, this is your answer. You don't need to be flexible. You don't need to be athletic. You just need to start. 10. More than just an exercise, a way to find peace. One of the most surprising benefits of yoga and Tai Chi isn't just physical, it's mental. For Barbara, stress was something she had carried with her for years. She worried about her health. She worried about her future. She even worried about being a burden to her family. And those worries, They weighed her down. Some nights, they even kept her awake. But something shifted when she began practicing slow, mindful movement. She started to feel lighter, not just in her body, but in her mind. Yoga taught her how to breathe deeply, how to relax, and how to let go of the tension she didn't even realize she'd been holding. Tai Chi helped her move with grace, with control, and that quiet rhythm created a sense of peace that followed her through the rest of the day. For the first time in years, she felt present. She wasn't stuck in the past. She wasn't afraid of the future. She was just here, in this moment, feeling good. And you can feel that way too. How to start today? You don't need a studio. You don't need expensive classes. You don't need to be perfect. You can do this right at home. Start with just 5 minutes. Stand up, take a deep breath. Gently stretch your arms overhead and let your body wake up. Then focus on slow, controlled movements. Try lifting one foot slightly off the ground, then lowering it. This simple action builds balance and body awareness. And don't worry about doing it perfectly. The goal is not to master every pose. The goal is to move, breathe, and feel good in your body again. Barbara didn't start out knowing how to do everything. She just started, and that made all the difference. The choice is yours. Barbara's journey began with small changes. She didn't overhaul her life overnight. She didn't set impossible goals. She simply decided she wanted to feel good again. And day by day, step by step, she got there. Today, she sleeps better. She moves with confidence. She feels in control of her body and of her future. And now, it's your turn. Aging isn't about losing your strength. It's about choosing how you want to live. So, what will you choose? Will you take that first step toward feeling stronger, steadier, and more energized? Will you start making small changes that can add years of mobility, freedom, and peace to your life? Because your body is waiting for you to say yes. So go ahead, take that first step today. And if you're ready, let me know in the comments. What's the one thing from this video that you're going to try first? I can't wait to hear your story.